legal bombshell. Portland police now reopening the investigation into allegations that former Vice President Al Gore sexually assaulted a massage therapist in his hotel room back in 2006. Police are not saying why they made this decision. But in the meantime, we are now hearing more of exactly what that accuser told police back in 2009.
When I began doing the requested abdominal work on him, he became somewhat vocal with muffled moans, etc. And he began demanding that I go lower and massaging on the abdominal area. I was shocked, and I did not massage beyond what is considered a safe non-sexual area of the abdomen.
Well, the Gore camp now commenting on this and saying any further investigation will only benefit the former vice president. Tucker Carlson is editor of dailycaller.com and a Fox News contributor, and Nancy Skinner is a syndicated radio talk show host. All right, so, and I have read this woman's complaint. I read that statement that she gave there. It's all on audio. And in total, Nancy, she claims, I've got it laid out before me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different attempted sexual assaults in the course of that 2.5 hours. Now, I don't want to dismiss allegations of sexual assault, which are serious, but 5 attempts in 2.5 hours with an open door right there. Is this woman to be believed?
Well, these things come down to he said, she said, Megyn, and the more she says, the harder it is to believe. As you said, 5 attempts. This was a 3-hour massage, and she didn't walk away. She's a trained professional therapist. Their job is to walk away, shut it down immediately. She billed the hotel and didn't mention anything and didn't even go forward to the police till 2007, and then refused to be interviewed, came back, and it was her lawyer that went to the police. There are so many holes. She wants $1 million from the National Enquirer to print the story. That's why the more of the details of this case that get out, the better it is for Al Gore.
On the other hand, Tucker, this happens with women who find themselves in compromising positions, as she claims she did, where you feel uncomfortable. You feel, she talks about how she was worried she was going to get raped, that he had a temper that snapped like that, and she was trying to appease him. She was worried if she got in his face, if she made a run for the door, she was going to get attacked by this man.
That's what she says. I mean, look, I certainly don't think we have enough information yet to dismiss her as a liar and a gold digger, as Nancy just did. That strikes me as unfair. We don't know. But there are things we can find out. For instance, did she tell friends of hers contemporaneously about this attempted attack? It's pretty detailed.
She claims she
also goes on, well, that can be verified.
Yeah.
But she also goes on to say that there was a political element here, that she is liberal, she said that, and she's surrounded by other liberals. It's Oregon, after all. And that because of political considerations, she didn't want to turn him in. She said she'd be considered, quote, a traitor if she went and told the hotel.
And she said she voted for him.
That's exactly right, had attempted to sexually assault her. Doesn't mean she's telling the truth, but it is an explanation that does make sense on the face of it.
Nancy, if this, you know, the thing that police are getting criticized for is they really didn't investigate it. You know, they kind of admit that they didn't do anything with it. Now, in their defense, she didn't show up for 3 interviews. You know, I mean, that's... If I'm a cop and I got a lot of things to do, and the victim, the alleged victim, doesn't show up for 3 interviews, maybe I put an end to it as well. And also, they claim that they were told that they were going to be pursuing a civil litigation. Her lawyer did at the time. That is not going to sit well with the jury. That when she claims she was victimized 5 times in the course of a couple of hours, rather than pursuing the case with police, she said, "I'm going to my civil attorney."
Yes, as a lawyer, Megyn, you certainly know that, right? That's what. She had 3 interviews, she bailed on them, and then she chose, so I didn't call her a gold digger, Tucker. She chose to forego criminal charges to go civil litigation. What does that mean? Damages. If she wasn't in this, if there was no element of money, why did she want $1 million from the National Enquirer?
Well,
that's the truth. The Enquirer said she asked for $1 million. You know, that's not calling her a name.
You know, Tucker, but let me ask you, Tucker, because in this woman's defense, she's an unknown masseuse, massage therapist in Portland. He's the former vice president of the United States. This man was almost president of the United States. You know, is it a little too easy to dismiss her as some rambling nutcase because he's in such a position of power and she is so not?
Well, it used to be what feminists would call, back when there were feminists, before Clinton made feminism ridiculous, there is what they used to call a power imbalance here. I mean, she is a masseuse. He's a Nobel Prize winner. right? So it's not exactly a level playing field. Again, I'm not saying that what she has alleged happened. I'm merely saying it's a little bit much to dismiss it out of hand. By the way, to say that we believe the National Enquirer when it claims she demanded $1 million, but don't believe the National Enquirer when it claims Gore attempted to sexually assault her. I mean, we got to pick one. Either the National Enquirer is a credible news source or it's not.
Tucker, look, had she walked out when it happened, called the police, filed charges, and not waited for 3 years and demanded the money, maybe, Megyn, in answer to your question, that power imbalance would have been eradicated. But all these other questions about, you know, her timing, her delay, why she didn't do it, why she billed the hotel for 3 hours.
Well, if you read the complaint, she does speak to that. I mean, she talks about how she was fearful. Right. She really didn't know where this was going to go, and she was a little shocked, according to her, after it all ended. I encourage people to read the whole complaint and decide for themselves. I've never seen one quite so detailed as this. All right, Tucker, Nancy, thank you both so much.
Thanks.
Well, another case is heating up today in Kelly's court, raising this question. Is failure